alternative. The people of Gaza could have lived now in a better place. We left greenhouses in Gaza Strip. We dismantled the settlements. We called the Palestinians to live in peace with. But unfortunately, Hamas abuses the situation and he spread hatred and terror. And unfortunately, those who suffer from it are not only Israelis but also Palestinians.
نعم سيدة لبني هل أبلغتم أطرافا عربية
Did you inform other Arab states in advance of the military operation launched by you and 0 hours, especially you paid a visit to Cairo 48 hours prior to launching the military action?
Israel decided to take responsibility on its citizens' life and to act against terror. I didn't ask for permission to act or to start this military operation, but I would like to say the following, and this is the most important message to the entire Arab world and the Muslim population. We all have the same interest. Those who believe in peace, those who want to live in this region in peace, those who believe in the implementation of two states for two peoples as the outcome and the solution for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Those who want to live in peace need to meet the challenge of terror and extremism. Hamas represents terror, extremism, and war. And on the other side, we have this camp of those who believe in peace, in moderation, and in implementing the vision of two states for two people. And we can find within the Arab world those leaders who knows that Hamas represents only hatred and terror, when on the other hand, the only chance is to give the Palestinians a better.
And you answered that you did not take permission. I asked you, were any of the heads of state, Arab heads of state, made aware of the 0 hour, including the heads of state you met, speaking about a military operation? Especially it is stated by the Egyptian foreign minister that he tried to steer you away from the military action and you refused.
I call on all the Arab leaders, those who understand that Israel works with the legitimate Palestinian government in order to create a Palestinian state as the answer to the Palestinian aspiration. Those who understand that this kind of hatred that Hamas spread within the Palestinian and the entire Arab world is not going to lead this region into peaceful life. They need to be part of this of meeting the challenge of Hamas and extremism. And unfortunately, the pictures that you showed in Algezira are not helping those who want to live in peace in the region, because in being one-sided, in showing just the despair of the people, this doesn't help. Let's give together hope for the people. Let's work together, all the pragmatic leaders in the region. Let's work with the legitimate Palestinian government. The enemies are not the Palestinians. It's not our enemy. They are not our enemies. The enemies of all of us are Hamas, Iran, Hezbollah, those who are trying to deprive us from our rights, all of us, to live in peace in this region. And this is the understanding that I hope that the entire public within the Arab states can understand.
More than one occasion that you are willing to serve the moderate and you are giving them a favor in this respect. Do you think that the moderates within the Arab world requested you to do so?
No, but those within the Arab world, those moderates, those pragmatic leaders, those who understand that the only way to solve the conflict is in a dialogue and negotiation, as we are doing, as there is between Israel and the Palestinians, all of them can understand, and I hope that they understand that the only reason for us to attack these days Gaza Strip is because we are being targeted, because Hamas is not willing to live in peace with us, because Hamas abuses the fact that Israel left Gaza Strip and he now took all the population there as hostages. The only way for the Palestinians to live in peace in this region is by a true dialogue, as we have with the legitimate Palestinian government. So the idea of showing these pictures, trying to provoke, trying to have all the extremists coming out and acting against The others, this is something that present only hatred and despair. We are those who are going to work with those who believe in two-state solution in order to create a better
all
future.
the screens and all the satellite televisions worldwide. The key issue is that we are merely depicting the pictures and we are conveying the situation as is on the ground. The former Israeli envoy to the UN said that the military action was supported and backed by a number of Arab states. Is it true? I asked whether that the military operation is understood and backed by some Arab states as mentioned by a former Israeli envoy to the UN?
Israel is acting in order to defend its citizens. We are not acting on behalf of anybody else in the region. But I know that what we are doing represents the interest of the free world and those who believe in two states for two peoples and those who understand that all these radical elements are not fighting for some legitimate rights, but are fighting in order to deprive us or to prevent us from achieving peace in this region.
Don't you think today that you are causing an embarrassment to the so-called Arab moderates and they feel a great embarrassment in front of their people by the military actions launched by you?
I can understand this. I can understand when the people in the street are looking at the pictures coming from Gaza Strip, they feel rage. I can understand that there are some leaders within the Arab world who want this to be stopped, as we are. But the idea is that when somebody attacks you, that when somebody is not fighting for legitimate rights, we needed to act. But at the end of the day, we represent the desire for peace in this region. Hamas does not. So the only way to stop this is an understanding of Hamas, to stop targeting Israel, to change the situation on the ground, to stop all this smuggling of weapons. They are still having Gilad Shalit, the Israeli abducted soldier, in captivity. This cannot go on. And we try to avoid this. You know that Israel accepted the truce that was initiated by the Egyptians in order to create peace and quiet. We adopted the truce. What we got in return? We got in return daily attacks. We got in return smuggling of weapons to Gaza Strip with long-range missiles. We got in return, instead of accelerating the negotiations to release Shalit, they refused to come to Egypt. So we tried everything, but everything to live in peace. We tried everything, but everything to avoid this military operation. We tried everything with all the others in this region in order to send as a message to Hamas that we want to live in peace here, and we are not looking for them as long as they accept our existence and as long as they want to live in peace in this region.
Foreign Minister, thank you very much for being with us.
Well, that was Israel's